Hey there, Kaleidoscope Klan. Just as I promised, I'm back. And guess what? Today is my birthday. And it's not what you're thinking, actually. It's not the day I was born. It was the day that I gave birth, right? We never talk about the days that women give birth and what a serious initiation it is, and how we should all celebrate. How we should all celebrate the successful birth and the being that gave birth. I truly believe that part of the imbalance in this world is that we're not honoring mothers enough, right? We don't have enough people who want to nurture and care for families and children. And honestly, I believe that it's by design as far as the powers that be, because strong families are what demand that the government stays in its place. But when the families are broken up, then we're all in trouble. They want to take the children and to control them. So again, it's very important that we acknowledge our birthdays and that we celebrate them and that we share the reality of it, okay? Like, it's a life and death initiation that we go through, and we don't talk about it, and no one recognizes the mother. The mother's job is to celebrate the child for the rest of their life, which is good to do, of course. But what I'm saying is that, no, we need to bring in the birth anniversary, the birthday of the mother. So, in honor of my birthday, I'm going to talk about my first birthday, my first initiation of motherhood and how it changed me. So, this was in 1997, June 19th, 1997 is when I became a mother for the first time, and I was preparing for my wedding in July, planning a wedding at the same time. We had just moved into a new home. We had a new truck. There's a lot of new. And my brother, Frederick, who was born on the same day, on June 19th, he was at my place. He was staying with me at the time. So he was there when my daughter was born on the same day that he was born. So me and my mother share a birthday. We gave birth on the same day. And it happens to be the day before the summer solstice. So it's like the day that has the most solar energy. My daughter came 2 days late. And I also remember that it was around Father's Day, right? It was a Father's Day present to her. Because sometimes Father's Day lands on her birthday, on my birthday. So yeah, I had a home birth in Denver. We had a midwife. We had two midwives, Sarah and Sina Johnson and Sarah. They were the only licensed midwives to do home births in the state of Colorado at the time. So I was very blessed to have found them. And I had a water birth for my first two births, which I also am very thankful for. I am not in the hospitals, so going to a hospital alone is traumatic for me. When they can take away your freedom and force anything on you, I'm not into that. So yes, highly recommended. And I remember when I was going to give birth, you know, like you study it and you're waiting, you're going through all the changes, you know. I was very thankful. I had a very good pregnancies. So I continued to do African dance. I continued to be very active all the way until the end. I remember a doctor telling me from behind that he couldn't tell I was pregnant. That's a really good sign because my body is moving, you know, very well. like right before I had the baby. A doctor stopped me to say that. Yeah, so my health was very good. And I was very excited. I was anticipating my water breaking. And I remember walking in public and like a little tiny drip of something might have come out of me, and I'm thinking, oh, my water broke. And it's nothing like that. Nothing at all. When your water breaks, like the full bag at one time, there's no confusing if your water breaks. It's so much water. Thank God it didn't happen in public. I can't imagine that happening in public. That would be very embarrassing, because it's like a whole bucket of water, you know, coming out of you. Luckily for me, my water broke in the morning. I woke up at 8 in the morning. I shifted my body to the side. So all women know when you're pregnant, it's very uncomfortable sleeping. All these pillows and stuff, trying to make it so your stomach is comfortable. I remember feeling very uncomfortable and turning, and pop! And the water broke. It was like, psh! The whole bed was full of water with these little white things inside of it. And it was game on. It's like as soon as that water comes out, all of a sudden you feel cramps really hard. It's like it was something that was softening everything. So it's like the cramps started coming really fast. So I called my midwife, and they came, and my brother was there. My ex-husband was there, of course. I'm not going to talk about him right now. Get back! There's like, hold on. Speaking of irritating male energy, when I was younger too. Let me go back to birth. Every time a being comes through this portal, it is magic. And that establishes us as magical beings that we should be celebrated for being co-creators on this earth. Women are co-creators of humanity. Yeah. Give us some damn respect. So on this day, I do celebrate my daughter very much. Her life, her energy that she'll be sharing with the world for the rest of her life. I'm very thankful that I was the portal that gave birth to that, and that I, as a young 25-year-old, 24 when I gave birth to her, but very soon after I was 25, that I was so serious about taking care of her and me. I was very serious about every little thing that I ate, every little thing that I did, every little thing I exposed her to, right? Had to get the cat away. So, yes, being a portal of life is a great responsibility. And it takes work to be the portal of life, and then afterwards to continue to nurture the beings that come out of us. It is a blessing. It is a divine responsibility. And more than we recognize, it is what forces us to grow up. It's what forces us to grow up. It's what makes us into the divine beings that we are by being goddesses of service, right? It changes you. So this is one of the reasons why the trans movement is so skewed, because they want respect, but they don't really understand what it means to be a woman at all. Putting on clothes like a woman has nothing to do with the value of being a woman. Heels and makeup are kinks. Not all women even wear those things. Like, it's only when you get into like party stuff. But how much are women, mothers, partying? Not much. Not women in our role inside the family. So like all of this hype about, you know, the dress up and shenanigans, it's okay, but it's not serious as far as the basis of life. Like, it's okay. I feel people should be safe to dress up if they want to. But I also feel that if you're masquerading, pretending to be something you're not, and you don't let people know, and you're playing games, it's very dangerous. And it should be. You should not be masquerading and trying to be like a wolf in sheep's clothing, which is what dressing up as a woman can do. Is it can hide predators, which we don't need to do in this world. They're all over, and they're actually getting more aggressive, more open, and the trans movement is kind of giving them that, and that's dangerous. You know, that's something that we need to look at. But I support all people who are not predators and who want to do whatever they want to do with other consenting adults. It's none of my business. I'd like for it to stay none of my business is the point, really, as far as all that's concerned. I don't really want to know people's sexual proclivities. Okay. So anyway, today for my birthday, I am going to get strong. I'm going to go start lifting weights today. Yeah. It's a new, my daughter is turning 26. That means that my life has doubled since then, because I was 25 the year that I gave birth to my daughter. So, this eldership thing is getting more and more serious, and what I understand is that losing muscle mass is one of the things that makes us weak. So I need to be strong. And I do have a lot of body weight exercises, but honestly, I want to gain muscle faster than that. I want to start pumping some iron is what I want to do. That's my energy right now. Yeah, and it's my initiation into eldership now is where I'm going. Yeah, my aim is to be a strong elder who can be a voice and a support for other young women who are looking toward these initiations and need support, you know, who are looking for like real motherly, nurturing support from elder women who still appreciate and love motherhood and uplift it. However, I will also say that if I were younger, I don't even know if I would have children today. Because in having children, the joy is in imagining their future being happy. And the way the world is right now, I have fears about children coming into the world. I have fears about, let me not say fears, I have concerns for children who come into the world today, and there are safety concerns for all human beings because of what the powers that be are doing. So, on this day, I am giving honor to myself for doing a great job. My daughter is a physical example of my hard work, sacrifice, and dedication. And I'm proud of her. I'm proud of what I've created. Due to my divorce, unfortunately, there's been interrupt to our relationship growing naturally, and there have been some challenges, but at the base of it all, my daughter is my daughter, and I can honestly say that being a mother has been the greatest joy of my life. Even with all the trauma and the challenges, there's nothing like raising a child, and the love that naturally is shared between a mother and child is so sacred, so beautiful. Breastfeeding is a beautiful experience. All mothers, if you can, should do it. I enjoyed it as much as she enjoyed it. Like my children, I enjoyed breastfeeding as much as my children enjoyed breastfeeding, because it's just a connection. It's like, oh, you need this? I'm going to give this to you. And then you see how much their personalities change. They get so happy. They laugh while they're drinking, and then they get drunk. And it's just the cutest thing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share about my birth. It's not a joke. It's nothing that people should do casually. And when people are having babies, communities need to form around the women and protect the women so they don't have to work physically, so they don't have to be stressed, because all of that affects the mother, who people should care about, and the baby. Everything the mother experiences in birth affects the baby. So let us all put our arms around mothers so that we can protect the seeds that we have in this world. The babies need to be sheltered. Therefore, our mothers need to be sheltered, to the best of our ability. It's something, because of the demise of the family overall, we have a lot of mothers and children that have no protection from predatory entities. And that goes against the way all of our communities started. So I understand that there is a change in roles and everyone doesn't want to be in the roles, but we should still organize community where the people who want to have babies should be protected. Whether they should have fathers there, hopefully, because that again makes the child stronger and the woman stronger. But if not, for whatever reason, because I know people have different ideas now, but someone needs to be around these mothers. There should not be single mothers, period. It's not possible to raise a child by yourself. It's not possible. You can't do the mothering and the working at the same time. It just does not work. Not out in the city type work, right? So I would like to ask all of you to please meditate on this. Meditate on your mother. Do you know what her birth story is? If you don't know, ask. And you might have a little more respect for what someone went through in order to bring you to this earth. Like I said, my first birth was easy. It was good. But it was hard. It was very hard. And I remember how hard it was, the eating. And I love eating. But when I was pregnant, it became like a chore because it was my job to eat. And it was my job to eat a certain way. I had to eat when I didn't feel like it. And all, different kinds of things like that. So it's like your body doesn't belong to you anymore. And you have to wait until the baby's like 2 or 3 before your body comes back to serve you again. During that time, it's like you're just a vehicle, right? A godly, divine vehicle in service. And our minds are attached to it, but God is running all this. So I'm thankful today for my blessed experience. I'm thankful for being a mother, for being in the club of mothers, because mothers rock. We have a connection to God that we had to lean into in order to get through birth. And then day to day, we start to lean into God every day, right? Just naturally. from the responsibility and knowing that it's the only way we're going to get through. So thank you so much for receiving that Kaleidoscope Klan, and I hope that that is giving you some powerful food for thought, and maybe you can even talk to people about it, because that's what we need. We need people to share these ideas. You know, what do you think about celebrating your mother on your birthday, or celebrating, you know, like grandparents should celebrate their children who have children. Families should come around like they did in the past around mothers and to protect them. Okay, so thank you, and remember to continue to embody the sacred transformation. So that's what we're doing. I'm embodying the sacred transformation, meaning I am a physical example of the change that is being made. This is the sacred transformation into women talking about their births and the sacrifice and the seriousness of the initiation that is not a joke, it's not a game, and should be respected on the highest level. Okay, have a blessed day. Until tomorrow, peace.